All right. Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to this discussion about pharmaceutical prescription medication commercials and the very unfortunate tactics, marketing ploys, and practices that they continually do to really take advantage of a lot of people. And this hits really close to home for me because I was on pharmaceutical medication for so long when I didn't need to be as a young child. Really just having a lot of drugs pumped into me because I had so many mucus problems, constantly blowing my nose, constantly waking up with so much crust in my eyes that my eyes were crusted shut. And I would almost feel blind and would be scared and have to try to feel my way to the bathroom and get water on it just so I could open my eyes up. Ear infections all the time. All of these issues, and we didn't know any better. My family didn't know any better. The doctors, we'd go to the doctors, the people entrusted to help with these kinds of situations, and they would just literally sometimes just throw drugs in my direction. And I went through a laundry list at such a young age. At 7 years old, 8 years old, I'm using something called Celdane, and they took that off the market because it was killing people, and went through Zyrtec and Claritin and Allegra for Allegra was kind of the longest period of time. Sometimes they would double them up and I would take one and another. Then there would be some other thing, and after a while you did feel like a guinea pig because being that young, I didn't realize how it worked yet. So basically, anytime I wasn't feeling perfect, when I went to the doctor and then I said, well, I'm okay, but it's not perfect. There's this side effect, there's this issue. Allegra used to always give me nosebleeds, so I would almost have a nosebleed almost every day. When I stopped taking Allegra and I would take another one, like Zyrtec, they took me off Allegra one time and put me on Zyrtec, and the nose bleeding went away, but the headaches were worse and the other allergy symptoms were worse, and so they put me back on. It was kind of like I had to make a decision. Do I want the worst symptoms or do I want to have a bloody nose every day? And I chose the bloody nose and going with Allegra. And so I just have a real sore spot in my heart for these tactics and the dissemination of this poison when there are simple methods, simple ways of changing your diet. I mean, imagine if something like the Mucusless Diet Healing System or just even a plant-based diet, if they had the kind of airtime and the kind of marketing attention, because there is something to be said for the marketing process, the sales process. It's true, you can market anything, you can sell anything, and oftentimes the people that are in the position of coming up with these strategies, developing these pharmaceutical campaigns and medical campaigns, I mean, you're talking about some really contracting energy. There's some bad kind of energy there. And what I hope to do in this video is we're just going to go through a few of these commercials, and a lot of it just the visuals. I don't want to play too much of the audio in case there's like a copyright thing, or I have a feeling this video could get taken down anyway by YouTube no matter what I do, but we'll see. And in the chat, I could use your help if you have any pharmaceutical commercials that you think that I should take a look at that I haven't talked about yet, because I just have a few queued up, and then we're just going to kind of have a conversation, just kind of casual, go through some of this stuff. But if you have anything you think I should check out, then definitely I invite you to send some links in the comment section, and if we have time, we'll go and take a look at some of the other items, and I do appreciate you all for being here, tuning in, and for people that don't know who I am, I'm Professor Spira. I've practiced something called the Mucusless Diet Healing System for over 18 years, and I've helped a lot of people, thousands of people, learn how to control their diet, control their own health by making some simple changes, incorporating some new ways to look at and think about reality, think about nutrition, think about diet. And I myself have been able to heal my own body massively. All these issues that I had when I was really young, I was able to eradicate them and have really a new lease on life. And just as a musician, it expanded me. I lost over 100 pounds, overcame all the allergies, the ailments, all that kind of stuff. And it's all thanks to something called the Mucusless Diet Healing System by Professor Arnold Ehret, which is the original plant-based diet, the original healing system. So many other healing systems are based on, or whether it was consciously or indirectly based on, was based on the Mucusless Diet Healing System. Right here, I was just, today, I had never really gotten into, I haven't really studied medical medium too much, and I know he's kind of in the field. I probably should have checked him out a little more, but people always ask me, what do you think about medical medium, that stuff, and I still don't have a commentary. I got to really analyze some of his stuff a little bit deeper. I checked out the talk he did on the keto diet, and I like what he's saying about that. I did appreciate things that episode was pretty good analysis there. When I look into his 28-day cleanse and his diet and that kind of stuff, it just looks like a modified Mucusless Diet Healing System to me, the way it's set up and that kind of stuff. So, but like I said, I won't give a review. That'll be another video. I'll take some time and really look into some of his information and come back and give you the mucus-free perspective on what he's talking about and what he's doing. But yeah, this is the lot of work that we're trying to do here to raise awareness. I know that a lot of you watching this will already know these things. You already have been out of the matrix. You already have had the goggles taken off of your eyes, and you see the insanity. You see the evil that's involved, that's behind all this, the taking advantage of people, the way the marketing is set up to just totally just make people either scared, just hitting the pain points, hitting the comfort points to make people either scared or to bring their pain up of something they're suffering from, and then to make them very comfortable. There's a whole orientation. And this just didn't start recently. There has been this constant medical orientation for generations. And there's a whole history, and that's another video, get into that. The history of why we even, how did we get to this place? How did things get so bad and so degenerate? And I know that we'll be watching mostly United States ads, I believe. I know United States is one of the only places that even allows a lot of these ads to even exist. In Europe, they have, from what I understand, they have some laws against just putting this stuff out there and these really deceptive kind of ads and that kind of stuff in this field. And so it's definitely something. If you get some time, check out a video I did on Advair. If you go on the channel, I just watched an Advair conference. This was years ago, but it's a good video. And it's basically a convention for doctors and people that are marketing Advair, and they're basically telling doctors, if you give your patients this, the more of the patients that you can give our drug, you will become rich and wealthy. Basically, is what they're saying. And they have like price points to different, if you sell this many, then you'll be able to get. And I mean, you want to talk about a conflict of interest. I mean, and talk about something that should be illegal, but it's not. It's the way it's set up. It's set up in a way to be grimy, to be just totally insane. So with that said, I better give the disclaimer. This is not medical advice. I'm not a medical doctor. This is a discussion among friends. We sitting around the campfire, checking out campfire with a little internet, checking out some things, just having a discussion. Do whatever you want to do or whatever you need to do with your selected medical professionals, your dietitians, all of these formal relationships that you have. Do what you need to do. This has nothing to do with that. This is commentary. This is free speech. This is just a critique, an analysis, if you will. So thank you. Thank you for your understanding. So let's get to it here. So this first one that I want to take a look at is, I guess this became popular. This is called the Take It From a Fish.
And cold beer.
So I want to listen to this real beginning part.
Face it, we all love tasty food and cold beer. But when that love gets out of control, it takes a true friend to snap you out of it. Meet Marty and Sal, couple of spokesfish with big ambitions.
Scorsese called me.
Is that right?
Yep. Wants me to be in his next film.
So first of all, can we all agree that this is grotesque? This is disgusting. This is awful. Because first and foremost, now we have dead animals that are to make light. It's bad enough you're eating dead animals. Now we're going to make light of it. Let's make fun of it to make us feel better. They do that constantly, all the time. There's, a chicken at a chicken mascot at the chicken store, or the cow mascot, or the pig mascot. And we're eating them. We humanize them through this mascot, anthropomorphize them to make them more human, and at the same time we're eating them? Cuckoo. Ridiculousness. So here, again, they're playing on this kind of humor that has developed within the psyches of many people. It's kind of a nationwide kind of humor. Like, this is cute. And I know because I have family members that wouldn't think twice to just watch this, and they would be sucked in like kids watching a cartoon and just, well, that's neat. That's cute. They're saying something funny. Ha ha. Totally ridiculous. And like I said, I'm going to minimize the amount of audio that we listen to. I'll kind of go in and out of it. But what I have here, I have a transcript, and you can healthy fish know a lot about Tricliffe, or whatever the name is. There's a structure to these. A lot of these, when you watch this stuff, break down and analyze the various elements. So you got the colors and the imagery, but listen to the music, is it's telling you how to feel. I mean, it's giving you that programming. And sometimes they'll get complicated where they might show something kind of horrible on the screen and scary, but play happy music, or play happy, or show something happy, but play messed up music. So there's all of that stuff that you see in horror movies, and but there's a psychology behind it. But just being aware of it. Like I said, I know a lot of you are, but these are things that we might be able to help others with. We might be able to bring their awareness and their attention to the absurdity of this, how they're being taken in. And over time, especially when this stuff is just on in the background, you get lulled in. And before you know it, you don't even realize The amount of times that these ads are just drone on all day, and if you're watching that stuff, the TV, and I'll tell you the reason I had the idea to make this video today, I was at the gym sitting on the massage chair at Planet Fitness, and you know they got the TVs up in front, and I just looked over, and I always see them, but it just something clicked for me today. It was like enough is enough. I had some pharmaceutical ad up there, and I didn't even have to hear it. I could just see it, and just see all of the tactics, all of the marketing ploys that they do time and time again because it works. So my dream and my vision and hope is that with the more people that can be educated just on the tactics, just on the idiocy that is coming at us, that we can begin to get out of the matrix and not be affected, ignore that crap, or see straight through it. And like I said, I know many of us already are there, but I think it's going to be our responsibility to help our brothers and sisters see the light, because there's plenty of people that have no clue about what we're talking about here. They've not one moment paused to think about what we're talking about, to actually analyze and look at the absurdity of this nonsense.
Triglibabab? Triglyceride.
Who are you talking to?
Marty and Sal.
Oh, how cool, how funny, how it couldn't pronounce the word.
Now we're talking to men with a history of unhealthy habits. So for them, we created an integrated campaign designed to
It's like we're talking to you. Do you see fat guys up here on the camera? We're talking to you because we're going to try to sell you something that we already said at the beginning. It's totally okay to eat. We already know you're going to eat terrible. We're not even going to try to tell you to improve your diet. So we're talking to you. The guy sitting there eating something that wants a quick fix, that wants to be able to take something and continue to do what you're doing. And maybe if you take this, you can be empowered and emboldened to eat even worse. How would you like that? If you could take this pill, how would you like to feel better about eating even worse? Because you got the pill.
educate and change behavior. Through our Take It From a Fish site, people.
Okay. Then we got the sugar. So let's definitely, that's always a scapegoat. One donut, 11 sugar cubes. We're fighting against the sugar. The sugar is the culprit, not the dead fish, not the protein that's at the foundation of so much of this human illness. You have to eat that because because the dogma and the religion of protein said that's untouchable. That's actually what Medical Medium was talking about today that I liked, where he was talking about the history of, I talk about the history of the protein theory. You've heard me talk about Mulder, Francois Magenti in the 1800s, and the creation of the term protein, pro meaning first, tein meaning principle, and the absurdity of the dead dog starving the dogs and to come up with this theory of protein. So I take it back to there. Mr. Medium was talking about the 1930s, how protein was being really brought into and indoctrinated into the society through schooling as well as the marketing, and so generations and generations started to just have this drilled into their heads since they were young, to the point where you didn't even have a chance to question protein. So that's why when people start talking to me and I'm like, well, I don't believe in the protein theory, that's out of a lot of the things that I say that I think are way more controversial than that. I don't even think that's a controversial statement. But for some people, that's the most controversial thing that I say, is I don't believe in the protein theory. No, what? Who? So? I mean, you believe what you want to believe. I don't believe in it. I read the history of it. I'm not convinced. It's not a convincing development. Now, if you want to get into, just talking about chemistry and an observation of certain chemical constituents, and you want to call this nitrogenous substance protein, or okay, we can have these words and assign them to different things, but when you start saying that you have to consume this dead material and flesh, or even in a plant-based way, but that you have to get this or you die, whereas ignoring everything else, all the other, just this protein, this fixation on the thing that is taking people out, this obsession, but that's by design. You didn't even have a chance to not think like that. And you hear something that doesn't sound like that. It's like, wait a minute, that's not scientific. That don't sound right, because your parents have been conditioned and totally brainwashed into this just droning on protein. And then in the recent years, they've had such a war on sugar where, who's on the donut diet that eats nothing but donuts or nothing but candy bars? No one's saying that's healthy, but they're not making a distinction between different types of sugar generally when they try to do this, try to make this little, don't worry about eating too much, eat all the fish you can want, but one donut, be careful, 11 sugar cubes, swim away from that. We got more idiocy. What the heck? Sounds fishy, but pumpkin seeds are protein packed. Get your plant-based protein, guys. It's all about protein. First principle to life is protein. Don't worry about oxygen. Don't worry about breathing. Fruit doesn't exist. That's sugar. Don't eat that. It's all about protein and the pills. Protein and the pills. That's what you need. And AstraZeneca, they're just there's an old documentary about, at a health fair, AstraZeneca had a demonstration table, and I went up there and I started doing the dude. I was like, hey man, and they had these things that showed plaquing on arteries, and so I was like, okay, so you take this pill and it's supposed to help with the plaquing in the arteries, and he was like, oh yeah, that's what. And I said, okay, well, what type of diet do you recommend? What do you think that people should take to avoid the plaquing and maybe to avoid taking the drug? And he was just kind of stunned by the question. And then he was like, well, eat less fried. He said, eat less fried foods, exercise more. And I was like, and I'd asked that same question to some other health professional people at this health fair. They said almost the exact same thing. Eat less fried foods and exercise more. And that was it. Not, don't take this poison. Don't do that. That wasn't part of the discussion there. Eat more fruits and green leafy vegetables. That wasn't part of the discussion. Just, exercise. You still eat fried foods. Just eat less of it. They've got a whole fish and seafood menagerie here, don't they? They just eat all that you want.
Not good.
Nope, not at all.
Oh, that's hilarious. Hilarious. Did you see that? He's on sale, so they're going to buy him soon. So this already dead fish is going to be even deader and fried up. Grotesque. Sodom and Gomorrah crap. The bowels of society, the bottom of the rung. And the reason that people don't think that is because, and what makes it that is the pretty packaging that they put on it. See, it'd be one thing if they just came out, you know, if you go down to a red light district and it's a, you know, strip club or they're not trying to make it all wholesome. They're not trying to like, you know, they're not trying to market that like this is, maybe some do, but the majority of them, they're actually kind of just being in alignment with what's happening there. This is the energy frequency of our establishment, what we're selling. And if you vibrate with that, come on in and spend your money. They're not trying to front. This is lower than all of that, and it's always trying to front. Instead of the drug dealer just on the corner, just like, hey, what you need? Hey, bro, you know, like that. Instead of that, he ain't trying to front. You know exactly what he's doing, what he's got, what he's selling. They are fronting, and it's manipulative. And people are going for it, and it's if I was to be making this into a video, I can't bring it up now, but if I wasn't doing this live and it was a video, there's a movie clip. I'm trying to think of the movie clip, but what is that? But there's a character and he's, oh no, okay, I got it. It's a Monty Python from one of the Monty Python skits. The one where the guys, the waiter, the famous, I got a bit of a dirty fork. And at the end, the one guy was like, it makes me mad. He said, it makes me mad, but the way he says it, so I would have clipped that in there. So sorry, you don't get that. You just get me doing a bad impression of that. It makes me mad. Yeah, that's that. So let's I want to check the chat real quick, make sure everything is going on. Let's go. Accutane is bad. Whoa, lost in Oregon. What's going on, Marshall? Alpha, what's going on? Levi, what's going on, man? Mountain Builder Bay. Yeah, glad you guys are on here. Levin Leo, how you doing? So let's check this thing out.
Can come from cholesterol. It can come from bow tie pasta, but also from your grandfather Bo, from that pie, creamy banana, and your mom, Julianne.
Again, and they over the years they've done a lot of this. It's they play on this 1950s wholesome, and they still do it, but they were doing it a lot starting in the 90s. But I still see a lot of the pharmaceutical, it's like they're kind of making a joke, but it's not really a joke. It's just sort of like a light humor, but people are dressed in this old kind of, you know, again, this wholesome. They're always trying to put out this wholesome type of thing. And even in the things that are based on like sexual performance enhancing drugs, they don't call it that, I don't think. You know, sexual performance enhancing drugs, the Viagra, we'll get to that. Even then there's commercials where it's still all about this wholesome vibe, the American dream, wearing khakis in a golf shirt while just smiling and being wholesome and happy. You know, it's like, ugh, I hate that so much, but it works so well. Just over and over again because people haven't done enough analysis or they haven't woken up to that insanity, to how insane the whole thing is. So again, we got Miss Beaver Cleaver up here. Like, oh, what? And she's very interested. She's, you know, the viewer can identify with her because we've captured her interest. She is interested in what this young man has to say. What could he reveal? She is very, very interested. Well,
Food and family. Vytorin treats 2 sources. Only Vytorin helps block the absorption of cholesterol from food.
So this is another one of the, block the absorption of cholesterol. Eat what you want. Take these pills and eat what you want. Live longer. Eat what you want. We can take care of your cholesterol. I don't see a fruit or a vegetable. Let's see if they recommend salads, which scientifically, even if you into the science, that's proven to help people with cholesterol. Fruits and vegetables and a whole food plant-based diet and whatever. That's, they couldn't sell their poison if they started talking like that.
Studies to lower bad cholesterol more than Lipitor alone, more than Crest.
Then they had to attack their competitors.
Or nursing, pregnant, or maybe.
And then this is just stupid, just silly. This taco hat. Okay.
I'm pregnant. Tell your doctor right away about unexplained muscle.
And then he got everybody dressing like the food that's over here. So her little outfit looks like that food.
Pain or weakness, which may be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Certain medicines or foods may increase your risk of getting.
He's got his little green, and they got the green here, and he's just trying to like, do you really want to be compared to this turkey? All right. Little diversity. We got to get the diversity in here. Have some Asian descent here.
But if that's not enough, ask your doctor about adding Vytorin, 2 sources of cholesterol. Treat them both.
And of course, it's always ask your doctor. Ask your doctor. Because what's the doctor going to say no? How often does that happen? Unless it's just totally, doesn't have nothing to do with what's going on. And, and you can look at all the side effects. That's a lot of people talk about that, of course, but usually at least half of the commercial side effects, and they'll start off with an upbeat character or a happy type of person, or maybe they'll hit the pain points and talk, and then here's the solution is this. Then they'll have a more serious sounding voice come in and talk about all the side effects, or sometimes the same voiceover person will do the side effects, but they'll get a little more serious and they'll talk a little faster, or they'll actually just speed the audio up. They used to do that a lot. They speed the audio up so that it's like, side effects include, and that kind of thing. And nothing like
curling up in bed with a favorite book is nice, but I think women would rather curl up with their favorite man.
Oh, tell me more.
But here's the thing. About half of men over 40 have some degree of erectile dysfunction. Well, Viagra helps guys with ED get and keep an erection. And remember, you only take it when you need it.
So you only take it when you need it. So is that what? That's depending on the person, that could be several times a day or once every 10 years. And everywhere in between, like, just take when you need it. Like.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough.
So here's the serious voice. So she lured us in with her, her sexuality and like and talking very like this is just secret between us. I'm like she's a wing woman. She's giving us some advice. Like, hey, come here. I got something to tell you. So now I know that you probably have this problem, right? I got this thing for you. I got this stuff. I got what you need. It's like, come on now. But
do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain. It may cause an unsafe drop in blood pressure. Side effects include headache, flushing, upset stomach, and abnormal vision. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours.
That's what I wanted. Woo! Yeah! Erection lasting longer than 4 hours. Yes. They put that on TV where your kids can hear it. It's on primetime television. Erection lasting longer than 4 hours. Who in their right mind, when that is on the label, like that's on the, like you're reading it and it's like, you know, it was like, there's no side effect like that here. There's no, you eat these grapes and if you eat these grapes and you have an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours, then you better talk to your herbalist or something. I mean, it's, oh, wow. And this is the classic one. And this is where I'm talking about kind of the more, again, they have to make Viagra be very, just almost wholesome, or just like, yeah, we're a loving couple, and we got yeah, this is all, it's all fun here. It's all fun. We're having a party. We're having a Viagra party, y'all. What's up? What's up? We out here. You know, we're wholesome. We're upstanding citizens. We don't look like, it's the way they're dressed. It's a wholesome. And they just look like, yeah, and he's giving that camera to look like, yeah, I got a secret. Yeah, you think that I'm just a little boring, middle class, we going on this date. Like, nah, I got something. I got a secret. I got a little secret. And she's like, yeah, he does. Yeah. Uh-huh. And he's like, yeah, come on. This is so stupid. Oh, people, we got to do better than this. Like, yeah, okay, all right, we got it. But I remember watching this stuff as a kid. There wasn't restrictions. It was on all the time on all kinds of stuff. And now this one's not as, this is the old class. Oh, this ain't even fair. This Claritin commercial. Bring the dog in.
In relief from symptoms caused by over 200 allergies.
No.
Like those from Buddy.
Evil. Evil marketing devils. That's horrible. That is horrible to bring that little cute dog.
Like those from Buddy.
Because you already know what time that is. Like, people are like, oh, the cute dog. And you immediately are making the association, Claritin and cute puppy. Claritin, cute puppy, blue skies are smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Puppy, green grass, comfort and love. Comfort and love. Take our pill, comfort and love.
Because soft animals are clearly no substitute for real ones.
Oh.
Feel the clarity and live.
Feel the clarity and the love. Bear. Feel it. Ah, man. How can people watch it and not see that doesn't jump out? The absurdity. I don't even like to use the word evil, but I have to when I start talking about the medical industry. Big Pharma. Man, it's nonsense. And then this, of course, Allegra, this is good. This is the classic marketing that you'll see me use. The cough at the beginning that gets your reticular activation system. That's what it's all about, getting your attention. So get you, and you got to keep on pumping your reticular activation system for the whole 30 seconds. They got to just keep you engaged. So they start off with a pain point, which is the runny nose, blowing your nose.
Allergies.
Allergies.
Breakthrough with
and so they've chose the manly. This is for the men. This is the manly breakthrough with Allegra 24 hours.
Relief.
Then he's going to do some athletics. Oh, I'm a man. I'm a man.
Starts working in 1 hour.
I'm a man.
Relief lasts 24 hours.
Yeah.
It's effective every day. And
I'm a man running through flowers. Yes. Hi family. Yeah, give me a hug. I'm again always with the American dream thing, and the husband and the wife with the child, and this is middle America, and we barbecues, and it's great. It's all wholesome. It's wholesome.
With Allegra 5-in-1 Relief. Guaranteed or your money back.
Oh, okay, guaranteed or your money. That crap. Oh, I used to. No, Nasonex. That was the stuff I used to do. I always forgot about that. Oh, I hated this. But yeah, so I'd take Allegra, but then on days when the stuff got worse, I was supposed to do this Nasonex, and that stuff would give me a headache just putting it in. So you, and it smelled like pollen and stuff. I mean, it smelled like the stuff that would give you a headache when you got the allergies. So this is really, so what age are cartoons usually, depending on which station, what type of cartoon? A cartoon, put it like this, a cartoon drawn like this, who is that for? Like who, just traditionally, who would watch, not South Park, like this? Who would watch a cartoon that looks like that? Kids.
To get going, even get through the day. So I was honest with my doctor. I told.
And so this one is just all about the Abilify, and they're basically saying add this on to your depression medication. You already got that medication happening, so just add this. And taking advantage of people that are already in pain and not giving them the information they need where they can help themselves. Because even if you didn't believe in, of course, the diet and the detox, the minimum has helped a lot of people that have said that they were suffering from these things. And I've worked with a number of people in that situation. And when you're dealing with folks that took a lot of these things, these type of medications for a long time, you got to detox that stuff out, and it can be a little challenging. But the thing is, there's so much more even over and above the diet. Because you can say, okay, detox yourself. Then, I don't talk about hypnotherapy much on the channel. I might bring my friend on and do a session and have him talk about it. Because I'm into naturopathy. Measures that do no harm. And it's not just one thing. It's not just, okay, just the diet. What reason I really like the Mucusless Diet Healing System is because the way that it is, it's customizable, and the methodology is open enough. You can bring in other things, especially when it's not a bunch of concoctions and weird kind of stuff, but just certain things you can bring in. And depending on, now I'm not recommending this just out like this. I had to do a separate video on it, but whether you're talking about hypnotherapy with the right people, not just any therapy, and it's like this in any of these fields, any naturopathic fields, you can't just go to anybody. You got to do your research and find some people that can really help. But you're talking about this, you got to release. You got to detox, but you also got to emotionally release. And I always talk about Sedona method. I did a review of the Sedona method. That helped me. That was more of a personal something that I could do for myself. But there's been other people I know that have benefited greatly from certain forms of hypnotherapy. People that benefited from neuro-linguistic programming. Again, you can't just, that's a huge, weird field, and a lot of the stuff that you find on that's not going to be great if you just look it up and start trying to figure it out for yourself. I mean, it does take time to find your way in to some of these modalities, but if you take that time, chiropractics, some of it, there's a lot of it that's not cool. There's some of it that's cool, that can be very helpful. And again, that's that research to figure that out, to get into what it is. Then of course you got your herbs, and you got, you know, all the stuff we normally deal with, the colon irrigation, lemon juice and the still water enemas. We got all that. There's so much to try first. But of course it's never recommended, because it's not allowed to be recommended in medical, you know, in the medical world, in that world. They're not even allowed. They can, unless they create a private membership association, like there's like medical doctors that sort of awaken, and they're like, oh, let's do, you know, then sometimes they'll create a private membership association and help people that way. Because they're not allowed. They're not allowed to do it publicly. So, like I said, we'll just make the disclaimer again. It's not medical advice. This is just conversation among friends. Conversation among friends. I'm not recommending that you do or do not take the drugs. Do what you want to do. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you. You know, let's see, what's this?
I can do more to lower my A1C.
Because my body can still make its own insulin.
And I take Trulicity once a week to activate my body to release it, like it's supposed to. Trulicity.
Classic fake testimonials. Not one of those people actually take any of that. These are all actors, actresses that just saying their lines. You've paid people to say lines, to come in and just say the lines. It's okay. Say that. I mean, think about how weird that is. I mean, if I did that, like, you get in trouble. You know, you see people, if I have any kind of testimonial type of stuff on any of my things, or sometimes they don't even like you to use that word. You have to use like praise. That stuff's like monitored, and if it's not set up right, you can get in trouble. But then this, you can just have any actor come and just read your lines. It's not real at all, but they make it look like it is.
I can do more.
And it goes, and for the people not critically engaged, it goes right past, because you're in an alpha state. You know what? You know, you're not. Most people are watching TV. They're hypnotized. So that's another thing. They're hypnotized. They're not conscious. They're just. You know, and so all of this information is coming in. So you have actors coming up. They're not discerning. They're not sitting there analyzing and making this distinction. It's just, they're just bathing. And think about, and it's like, and they're not just seeing the commercial once, they're seeing it every day for weeks, multiple times a day on cycle. And before you know it, things that you don't even think you had, you're like, well, maybe, should I ask my doctor if I have this so that I can take this drug? I mean, it implants it. It's sickening.
To lower my A1C.
And I want to thank who recommended this. Someone recommended me this in Facebook when I was asking for recommendations. And okay, what kind of food we got here? Oh, we always got to have the seafood. Oh, you know, make sure that's in there. Let's get the seafood going. See, Trulicity is not insulin. It is not approved for children under 18 years of age. So think about that. If I was to recommend, okay, eat these grapes, but you can't eat these grapes unless you're over 18 years old. These grapes are dangerous. See, the logic in a body, like how would the age of 18 be the cutoff? Because brain is still developing to the age of 25. So just in terms of like, they could have picked any little age in that range. It could have said 17. It could have said 19. Why 18 though? Why is that? Well, that's a cultural convention, because 18 has been decided by the society as the age that you are an adult. The 18 before and after, that's that age of consent adult type of thing. That's cultural and legal, you know, as far as the judicial system and local and federal and all that kind of stuff. So that's a whole thing. I mean, this whole thing is about a food, I guess, or a catering. This is like a little catering thing.
Or if you're allergic to Trulicity. Stop Trulicity and call your doctor right away if you have a lump or swelling in your neck.
Yeah, if you have a lump or swelling in your neck, good idea. Stop. Stop taking it. And if you have a pancreatitis, you know, side effects could include pancreatitis and low blood sugar, nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, decreased appetite. And why would you have decreased appetite? The body's trying to deal with poison. So your body is like, what are you doing to me? Fast. Stop. Fast. You put the poison in your body, you're going to lose your appetite. Yeah, it's a side effect. It's not a side effect, that's the effect. Kidney issues, dehydration, kidney issues. I mean, so, and we have people that have been able to, like I said, I can't use the word cure. I'm not allowed to, I can just say, there's people that have had certain diagnoses that went down this path and have felt better and have been able to get off of, because they made the decision to do it, have been able to get off of certain pharmaceutical kinds of medication because they wanted to, not because anybody told them to, just to be clear. And so there's a lot of these. We could keep going. Let me check the live feed. Let me see if any of you have any recommendations for me. If there's any ads that you think that I should watch that we didn't check out, I would be interested in hearing your thoughts. Let me go ahead and bring the chat up real quick. Give me a moment. All right, let's see here. Transition that. Let's see what's going on, everybody. Levi asked about apple cider vinegar. I'm not a fan. I'm not an apple cider vinegar proponent. So I don't use it at all or recommend it at all. And it's because Eric just was not a fan of any kind of vinegar. And because generally speaking, lemon juice can always be used instead of that. Like anything you were going to put apple cider vinegar in or use it and put it in some drink or something, just put lemon juice in there or lime juice or something like that as opposed to vinegar. I'm not a big fan of that. I know a lot of people swear by it, and I used to use it before I got into the diet. I had read some little natural cure book when I was in high school, and they had an apple cider vinegar tea. It was like green tea, apple cider vinegar, and honey or something like that. And I used to drink that all the time, but it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything for me. It was getting into the Mucusless diet and doing some enemas and lemon juice enemas and getting the stuff out of my gut is what was really helping. Let's see here. Marshall says, I lose friends when I tell them pork is full of parasites. And I'm a mixed eater, but have a huge garden. And you said you like deer meat. Do deer like you liking deer meat? But transition, and you do what you need to do. Of course, we in the Mucusless Diet Healing System, most of us have not dealt with meat for years, and you want to get off of it because it's not doing anything other than just the stimulation and that kind of thing and the addiction, but it's really in the long run that protein does more. What they call protein is doing some damage. But that's my opinion and the opinion of a lot of other people. But yeah, you start telling people. I mean, anytime you tell people this information and they're not ready for it, you know, they're gonna they're gonna be mad. They're gonna get back at you and be like, yeah, living idiocy by design. Yes. Oh, there's Brother Air. Yeah, he chimed in. Apple cider vinegar is too filthy to consume. We got Rachel in the house. What's going on? That only 2 countries in the world allow pharmaceutical commercials on television: the United States and New Zealand. Yes, thank you for the facts there. That's and they're so awful. It's like they're just the ads are just, and that's the kind of marketing that we need to do. I mean, to combat against that, to start creating just really savvy marketing campaigns that gets people excited about fruits and vegetables, it gets them into it, and fasting and all these things, and it can be done. And it's a lot of work. You know, it's work to do it. You know, I try to do my part, but I need help. You know, we need to come together and we can start putting these imagine if we could have the resources, we start putting these kind of commercials on, you know, and getting people into the fruits and vegetables. You know, the problem is it's hard to monetize that. That's why it's not done, because unless you have selling produce, I mean, you don't, those type of consumables, you don't see them advertised like that generally. Unless it's, Chiquita Banana or some those big kind of companies like that, but just there's no one that's really out here, grapes, unless it's a low. They used to do it on like local supermarket commercials and I remember, 89 cents a pound grapes this week. They had those ads, and I don't know if they even have those ads anymore. I don't watch TV, so I don't see them, but I haven't seen that type of thing in a long time. Violent Vicky said, love you. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. He said, New Zealand's a deep state second home. Interesting. Let's see. Sir Christopher says, I thank you. I've been checking you out, and I'm about to get your book and study and use it. I appreciate that. Sir Christopher Odell. Big Pharma, yeah, mind control program. That's a good way to put it. Yes, mind control, most definitely. Fake and being paid, mind control. Yeah, and the more people that wake up, then that's going to be. They'll have to use different tactics. But the fact that there's so much of these commercials that are still out here lets me know where the masses are at. That the masses have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of ground to cover. When you're dealing with the masses, the large group of people. And let's see, I'm trying to think. What's that commercial? It was a penis enlargement, but they made it, instead of just being on like a porn site type of advertisement, they had put this dude that looked like Beaver Cleaver, dorky dude, and he had this like smile, the permanent smile. Any of you guys remember that? I forget what that was. Yeah, fruit ads, and just don't even see that stuff. Oh, look, let's watch another one of these Vitarin. Let's see. this thumbnail got me here. Oh, and they start with this.
Foot-long Frank, but from cholesterol comes from two sources. It's not only from that foot-long Frank, but from your grandpa Frank. And not just from that.
And this kind of stuff gets people. Watch the emotional range. In a few seconds, he goes from the creepy grandpa or creepy uncle or whatever, and he kind of acts weird, and then he gets like real serious. But that range that sucks people in.
But from your grandpa Frank. And not just from that Virginia hen.
It's like in just a few seconds, but most people don't catch that. They're not catching that type of thing. But how it's all about just catching your reticular activation system, where you just burp, burp, burp. And especially now, these probably even have to be crazier because people are on their phone. So as soon as the commercials come up, they get the phone out, but now you got ads on the phone, so you getting hit that way, then you getting hit from the other way, and I'm sure some of these ads will be on my video probably, unless it gets taken down or demonetized.
But from your aunt.
Now what's this? Oh, here's some fruit. Now with this big ham, and this isn't racist at all. We just got fruit and it's green and okay.
Ginny too. Your cholesterol doesn't just come from food. It also has a lot to do with family history.
Putting the ball cap on like it's okay.
Ask your doctor about Vytorin.
And now that little detail there, that's more programming that.
Ask your doctor. It also has a lot to do with family history.
It also has a lot to do with family history. Genetics. Nothing to see here. Genetics. It's okay to eat this burger because it's all go to sleep. Go to sleep. When you wake up, you'll feel good and you will feel like it's okay to eat this burger. As long as you take our pill. As long as you take our pill, you can eat this burger because you're suffering from genetic defects. Has nothing to do with your diet. And when you wake up, you will feel refreshed, you will feel hungry, and you will have an insatiable appetite for our pill. In 5, 4, 3, 2, people, I can eat what I want, and it's not my fault, it's my genetics. Thank you, commercial, you've made me feel comfortable.
But when it's not enough, adding Vytorin can help. Vytorin treats the two sources of cholesterol, food, and what your body makes naturally based on family history. Vytorin was proven.
Vytorin contains 2 medicines. This was the commercial or the picture that was weird looking here.
Nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Unexplained muscle pain or weakness could be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Vytorin may interact with other medicines or certain foods.
They're just making fun of us. That's all that is. They're making fun of how stupid we are. They just enjoy this. They're just like, they're sitting there editing this commercial together, laughing at us. Just totally, just fun. It's funny.
Risk of getting this serious side effect. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Follow a healthy diet and ask your doctor about adding Vytorin. For the two sources of cholesterol.
How could they have the audacity to say, follow a healthy diet, but there hadn't been one healthy thing in this whole commercial except for garnish, except for grapes and parsley next to big ham head. The audacity.
For liver problems.
Right, and then right after the hot fudge sundae.
Follow a healthy diet.
Follow a healthy diet.
Ask your doctor about adding Vytorin.
Follow a healthy diet and ask your doctor about Vytorin.
For the two sources.
Followed by one of the filthiest things that you can eat, little hot dog.
Of cholesterol. Remember the name Vitor.
And then we end, you know, put a bow on it. We started with creepy grandpa and we end with creepy grandpa.
Remember the name Vitor.
That's good quality hypnosis, right? And remember the name Vytorin. Remember the name Vytorin. Remember. You know, it's like in that voice and intonation, they know what they're doing is all I'm saying. And we have to do this kind of work to expose it, to show the ignorance of it and the absurdity of it, because there's people that aren't getting the memo. They're not figuring it out. Let's see if I can find any interesting. What's this? This is another Abilify one.
Taking an antidepressant.
That's another one. Get some free stuff. Your free trial.
Learn about a free trial offer from Abilify. If you're taking an antidepressant and still feel depressed.
So that's called a lead magnet in the biz. That's the lead. So in this one, instead of leading with the pain point, you would consider to be warm traffic. Most people have already been exposed to this product. So they're leading with the free gift right up front.
One option your doctor. Learn about a free trial offer from Abilify.
Learn about it. Learn about it in this commercial. We'll tell you about it. Just stay tuned.
If you're taking an antidepressant and still feel depressed, one option your doctor may consider is adding Abilify. Abilify treats depression in adults when added to an antidepressant.
And this is the soothing commercial. This is the one that's just very reassuring. You know, the older, more mature gentleman with the calm voice to just make you feel at ease, make you feel kind of good, lull you into that nice hypnotic state to where you're open to that. You're just, I want to hear what this man has to say. He's very calming, and if I have these, you know, I'm trying to get off of panic attacks and my depression, and these, you know, I have these kinds of issues, and so I'm intrigued. I want to see what he says.
Some people had symptom improvement in as early as 1 to 2 weeks after adding Abilify. Now with the Abilify Me Plus program, your first 2 weeks of Abilify can be free.
Ooh, they're really on this. They're on the free giveaways.
Abilify is not for everyone. Call your doctor if your depression worsens or you have unusual changes in behavior or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults.
So we got a little pain point going on back here. So instead of being an upbeat kind of, you know, we're seeing the actresses, and she's, you know, talking to a psychologist or something, and she's showing that she's very, you know, the depressed. Again, that pain point to show, but
stiff muscles and confusion.
The good news is
life-threatening condition, or if you have uncontrollable.
The next part of the script that the actress was given was to smile.
Has been reported with Abilify,
and you are supposed to assume that now she's added Abilify, and so you know it's not as bad now. She can smile. She's still not all the way there, but it's a little better. She's getting back to life.
Decreases in white blood cells, which can be serious.
You know,
dizziness upon standing,
family,
seizures,
and trying to get back to normal.
Judgment or motor skills.
Adding Abilify has made a difference for me.
Actor portrayal results may vary. That's actor portrayal results may vary. Actor portrayal. That was kind of a little chant. Actor portrayal.
Visit Abilify.
Adding Abilify has made a difference for me.
No, it hasn't. You're an actress. That should be illegal. Why would they go after people getting testimonials of saying, you know, I did this cleanse or I did that and I felt better, and they're real people really saying what happened, but people can get in trouble for that. But this is legal. This is okay. You can, as long as you pay somebody to say it and you put the disclaimer at the bottom, it's cool.
Adding Abilify's made a difference for me.
Visit Abilifyoffer.com for your free trial offer and ask your doctor about the risks and benefits of adding Abilify.
Yeah. So it's rough. It's rough out here. It is. It just makes me mad. It makes me mad. I might have to. No, I better not play that clip or get. Let me see. Let's see if they. All right, I gotta try to find it. It's too funny to not do. Wait a minute. All right, this will be good. Hold on. Come on.
Not worthy to. I get good service here, don't you?
Wait a minute.
No, you are not worthy to kiss. Oh, it makes me mad.
I'm sorry, I love that. It makes me mad. Oh, that's good. That's how I feel about this. I just want to take a cleaver to the table and so I hope that this has been edifying and interesting. Oh wait a minute, you didn't see it. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I thought I had it up. Okay.
And you grind him into the dirt. This fine, honorable man whose boots you are not worthy to kiss. Oh, it makes me mad.
This is the way he says that. Oh, it makes me mad. Oh well. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. Let me see. I'm gonna check the chat one more time. Let's see. Vicky says there's a documentary called Medicating Normal about side effects of the psychological meds, difficulty getting off them. Okay, that'd be good documentary to watch. Let's see. So Big Pharma, Sir Christopher says, Big Pharma has doctors that know about the neurotransmitters on how to contact the mind with the body to make it sick just by watching TV, etc. I believe it. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing here. This is not by mistake, but the goal here is to wake up and really, just really start to wake up and understand. And I have a well, before I do a word from our sponsors, I will say my free lead magnet giveaway, since we're dissecting the sales, but I do have, if you've never been here before and you're not a part of the Mucus-free Life Insiders Club and you want to get some free recipes and some menu planning information, go down below, click the link, sign up for the Insiders Club, and we'll email you five free recipes to help you get rid of mucus out of your body. We got the Brother Air salad, I think is one of them in there. And there's a top 10 of my favorite mucus-free foods, as well as a menu planning document. mucus-free menu planning. Check that out. And, you know, we got to work together to start to really raise the awareness, wake people up out of this drunken stupor, and to dissect. And I love doing this. I love doing this kind of stuff, really dissecting the culture, dissecting these kinds of things, because unless you are really kind of keen to it, you know, it's like you don't see it. It just kind of gets by you. And for years growing up, I used to just analyze commercials. I just had this thing about I would analyze commercials and infomercials and that kind of thing. And I'd get to a point where I would start really being like, okay, I'm just seeing how devious some of these tactics are and the kind of stuff they did. And I'm like, okay. And then now, once I got in the Mucusless diet, that just totally blew the lid off of the whole thing. And so, you know, so it's time to wake up, time to help other people wake up, the folks that are ready, whenever you're comfortable, sort of, you know, sometimes just a little bit of consciousness here and there can go a long way. And people start saying, oh yeah, wow, that's, you know, you're right. That's what it is. And so anyway, so real quick, I got a special message from, this is a good friend of ours that is sometimes used to be on our radio show, and he's been on the podcast a few times, and he has a great product, something that could go right along with the pharmaceutical stuff. It's right on in there with their quality of their product. So I'll play this for you real quick, and then we'll come back and we can talk about this great product.
Bizarro World Headline News is brought to you by Doc Dockery's 23.5-day Master Meat and Raw Pig's Blood Cleanse. It's a way to recharge, rejuvenate, and renew the body. Anybody can benefit from the Master Meat and Raw Pig's Blood Cleanse. It's a way to jumpstart your body for a more active, healthy, and natural life. There's no vacuum or mop needed for this little housekeeping ritual. It means eating as much protein-rich raw meat as you like and drinking at least 2 liters of fresh pig's blood per day. It's so easy and so tasty. But what about children? I hear some of you mothers saying, "Mother, please." Children and even babies can follow this magical cleanse. The Wizard of Dr. Oz gave Doc Dockery's 23.5-day Master Meat and Raw Pig's Blood Cleanse 2.5 thumbs up. Friends, you'll flip over this cleanse.
Doc Dockery's 23.5-day Master Meat and Raw Pig's Blood Cleanse may increase suicidal thoughts or actions in some children, teenagers, or young adults within the first few days of treatment. Depression and other serious mental illnesses are the most important causes of suicidal thoughts or actions. Male patients drinking raw pig's blood have often experienced erectile dysfunction. If an erection lasts more than 3 hours, you're doing it wrong, and you are encouraged to talk to your doctor. Pig blood is not approved for the treatment of vegan babies.
So what are you waiting for? Brother, get out of that Benz. Sister, put in your contact lens, because friends, you'll flip over this cleanse.
On 5.
All right. Doc Dockery's 23.5-day Master Meat and Raw Pig's Blood Cleanse. That's the new hotness. That is going to take the internet by storm. That you don't know. I mean, that cleanse, if you combine that cleanse with Abilify, it'll transform your life into death. So I got one more. I found that what I was thinking about. This is these old commercials, and these started. I think that I was still a kid when these were coming on. I think maybe I just remember like they were out, but you'll see what I'm talking about here.
This is.
Let me see if this is. Yeah, I I better not. I can't play the audio of this. It's copyrighted. But basically, this is this Enzyte male enhancement drug. So you take this, and your genitals are supposed to get bigger, I guess. Natural male enhancement. Natural? What's natural? Pray tell, what's in Enzyte? Should we look that up? Enzyte ingredients. Let's if it's natural, let's see. Okay, we got herbs. We got some herbs. What's this? It's a herbal nutritional supplement. Oh, it's made in Cincinnati. That's where I'm from. In March 2005, following thousands of consumer complaints, federal agents raided the Berkeley facility, gathering material that resulted in a 112-count criminal indictment. The company's founder and his mother were found guilty of conspiracy to commit mail fraud, bank fraud, money laundering. In September 2008, they were sentenced to prison in order to forfeit $500 million in assets. They made a lot of money selling this little herbal formula. But what's actually in it? It's got copper. We'll put copper in it. Copper, niacin, ginkgo biloba, zinc oxide, horny goat weed, grapeseed extract, Asian gin. Ain't nothing to this thing. It's got some garbage in it and a few things that you can get for 20 cents a pound at your local herb shop. So yeah, this niacin and zinc and copper. Let's throw that in there. But then it looks like they didn't do well at all because the man behind Smiling Bot sentenced to prison. So that's the CEO. But that's the thing. It's like, yeah. So we're gonna market. So this is interesting because it's like a herbal supplement, but it's marketed, or it was marketed in that, kind of with that, it's like half medical, sort of with this medical vibe, but then on the other side, it's so goofy. But again, as long as you can make it wholesome, like and they're making that play on Heidi ho, there, neighbor, howdy, good neighbor. Hey, hey neighbor, as long as you have that, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood type of vibration going on, it's supposed to make it funny, but it really just makes it normalizes it to the huge demographic of people that don't want it, because this, like I said, you can market it any way you want. If you could market it at the vibration it actually is, then it would be marketed. Like I said, the same kind of stuff is marketed on pornography websites or late night, in porno magazines, that kind of stuff. But they found a way. Again, it's the marketing, how they wrapped it. They wrapped it up in this, literally a dude trying to make it like hanging out at Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood in the 1950s, and that just made it totally acceptable. And it got past the censors because it was all over TV in like daytime. I mean, I remember seeing it even daytime type of television. And it's interesting, yeah, they don't market it at all like a herbal supplement. They're marketing it like it's a medicine. It's like a prescription medicine, but you got to call to get it. So you don't need I guess you wouldn't need a prescription for it. So An Insight Christmas. Now we're gonna, then you start to see them layering. So now we're gonna layer, and we get a little bit of, you start to layer the Christmas on, which people have been conditioned to have a certain type of inner environment and to feel good at a certain time of year and on certain days. All that stuff is conditioned from a very young age. And so then it's like, oh, it's Christmas time. We can sell a lot. We can sell a whole lot. So let's get here, this idiot. Here we go again. Let's do this hi-ho, type of thing here. Trusted by 3 million men. And that's the, you get the social, what they call social proof. The social proof, that how do you know 3 million? Well, they said it. They put it on there, and I guess you can't lie about it. Mr. Happy driving his car, this fast car, to represent the unstoppable male libido. So anyway, that's what we're dealing with. That is the state of the world. And so I appreciate you guys being here. This has been fun. I do like making, somebody said they really like these videos. I like making these videos. It's fun to get on here and just analyze this stuff, make fun of it, bring the idiocy and the absurdity to light, because for as much as they put the insanity out there, we got to start just bringing it to light. Just flashlight is showing it off, and the more that happens, you never know who clicks on it and looks and is like, wait a minute, that is ridiculous. That is, why are they selling it like that? Because they don't sell grapes like that. You don't see them coming on here selling cantaloupe with crazy dead fish, trying to get you to buy. Why would they have to resort to that to sell something? Why would they have to resort to such foolishness that's aimed at adults? It's not even, it's oriented to where it will definitely greatly influence the children. So they have it so it can be on primetime television. So when the family's supposed to be there, I don't know if that happens anymore still, but the family's supposed to be there watching TV after dinner. So the kids are going to see it, but at the same time, it's like getting into that adolescent mind, because people didn't mature. For a lot of people, it gets into that adolescent, underdeveloped part of the psyche that has been, seems like a design in this society to make sure there's enough unconsciousness, and it's so exploitative. It just exploits that weakness, exploits that ignorance and that unconsciousness to do something that, in my opinion, just hurts people, hurts a lot of people, hurts more people than it helps. And like I said, there's circumstances, like we always say, if you're in an emergency or there's something going down that's terrible, an emergency room is a good thing to be near. We're not anti-emergency room. You in a car accident, there's an emergency, you cut off a finger, whatever you do or whatever happens, if it's a legitimate emergency, then yeah, you hit that emergency room, and whatever they got, I'll detox later. If you got some pain, stuff, whatever, hey, you know what? I'm a detox. I'm not going to eat your food, but I'm a detox from it later. Let me just get myself together. But so I'm saying that to say I'm not like 100% anti every little thing that's just like never ever go to a hospital or this or that. I'm like, nah, there's rational situations. And if you are taking the medicine, then you just have a decision to make of what path you want to go down, because now you've been presented with another path. And so that's up to you to do the research, investigate, read, and check things out. And Yes, sir. Christopher says Mr. Rogers was vegan and Mr. Happy was on Big Pharma meds. Yeah, that was pretty much it. He said Mr. Rogers was woke because he was in the rabbit hole. Mr. Enzyte had the happy life that didn't make him think twice. Yeah, yeah. No, I was a big fan of Mr. Rogers coming up because he was. I was at that age. Well, I mean, everybody was at that age at some point because he was on for so long. And yeah, and the music, as you go back and listen to that, you know, there's some serious jazz going on in the back, and they did that I wrote about that in my dissertation. They played that every episode. What was a fresh, it was not like piped in. The music was being played live during the recording, and it was definitely not dumbed down for kids. You go back and actually listen to the music and all of the sophistication and the stuff that's in the piano playing. It's happening. So anyway, I want to thank you all for tuning in. This has been fun. And yeah, we'll do some more of this kind of stuff I've been thinking about. Maybe doing a reaction video to like my 600-pound life, and there's all these things, these TLC so-called documentaries and shows with all of this buffoonery and idiocy, and hopefully, you know, as long as we watch stuff without the audio, it won't get tagged by YouTube. But we'll see what happens in this video. So I'm gonna try to download it as soon as I can once it's processed, in case they just delete it, so I can put it up somewhere else maybe. But I'm glad you guys are here to be able to see it in real time. But anyway, again, I appreciate all the love. I appreciate you guys plugging in. And until next time, peace, love, and breath.